Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today I have a survival guide for you for the first few hours on Icarus and how to use the tech tree efficiently, aka which things to skill first. Now, before we start, two things I have to mention. This video was recorded on the beta weekend 3, so things might actually change, and if they do so, and I think it's too drastic of a change, then I will of course make a new video. Second, if you are playing this game with your friends, then congratulations, this game became so much easier for you. Like seriously, you can split up your tech tree points, you can split up your workforce, and you can also revive each other when something is going wrong. If you are alone, well, you don't have those benefits, and this video is for you. So if you're a solo player, this video will hopefully help you to answer a lot of questions and to make life a little bit easier, because I've been playing this game alone and it can be tough. Now the first question, and the easiest one, is where to get water. Well, just find a water source like this one right here and you are golden. Like, just drink the water. Yes, you might get germs. You have like a, I think, 10% chance or something like that. But the germs are not really doing anything and they disappear like after 4 minutes or so. Like, again, just drink the water. Don't mind it. How to get food? Well, glad that you ask, because that is actually a question. We have to go into the tech tree. Now the question is, what do you need to get food? And this should be one of your first directive as a player. To get food, you have two options. You can get a wood spear to hunt your prey with a spear, or you can get a bow. Now, if you get a spear, you can also go for the fish. The fish is not really fighting back. Yeah, there are one or two fish which are actually attacking you, but they are just a nuisance. They're not really a problem. But most of the time you can just jump into the water, kill some fish, and then you will have some food. I don't recommend that though. Why? Because you need a lot more stuff from the animals than just meat. There will be fur, there will be leather, there will be bones, and you all need that for equipment. So you want to start go hunting immediately. Ignore the fish, even though if everything fails, go for the fish before you die. But again, you can also do that with bow and arrow. Yes, you can shoot your bow and arrow under the water. So ignore the spear, go for the wood bow and the stone arrow. That means your first 2 points, yes, 2 points, because for whatever reason you also have to put a point into the stone arrow. It's not great, but what can you do? And then go hunting. It's super easy to get the fiber, it's super easy to get the sticks, and of course the stone then for the arrow. Like, it's not a big deal. Put your first 2 points into the wood bow and the stone arrow. Good news, you already have the stone axe, the stone pickaxe, the wood pile, and the stone pile. Those 4 things are already researched, so you don't have to put any points in it. Now you might ask, okay, those are the first 2 points. I have still 3 points left from my first level up. What do I do? Well, get a stone knife, because you have to skin the animals you just killed. And, well, you need the meat. As I said, you need the fur and the leather, and you only get that with a stone knife. So get that. How do you get the bones you sometimes need? Well, glad that you ask. Just after you are done with skinning an animal, grab one of your axes and smash the hell out of that skeleton. Giggity, I guess. No, seriously, like, smash that skeleton up, get the bone piles, and then you are golden with bone. Like, it's not really a big deal. So, that was your third point. Where do you put your fourth point? Well, I think you can already imagine where to put that. Put it into a campfire. That's where you cook all your stuff. So get that. It's pretty simple. But where to put your fifth point? You know, back in the other beta weekends, I would have also recommended to get a wood rag torch, because the nights become really, really dark, and they're still pretty dark, but you're now at the point where you don't really need a torch at night anymore. It can help, but you can do it without it, and you're not just standing around anymore. Like, seriously, in the first 1 or 2 beta weekends at night, you couldn't do anything. If you didn't have a torch, you were absolutely blind. But that is not the case anymore, so it isn't really important. This is why I don't have any torches yet. And the fifth point should go into the oxidizer. I know it looks kind of daunting when you are looking at the materials you need, but as I said, if you have a bow and arrow and you get all the other things I said you should get, then you should have enough leather and you should have enough bone to really buy and then build the oxidizer. Like, it should be pretty simple. And it is a huge deal. It is a huge deal because you need it for your O2. Let me show you that. So, how does the O2 look like? It is those little resources here. You see this shimmering blue stuff. You need a pickaxe for it. And this is oxide. And you can get that directly here. You also see them at night pretty easily because they are glowing. So that's also really helpful. But yeah, that's the stuff you want. Thing is, you can consume the oxide whenever you so desire. You don't need an oxidizer to make O2 out of it. You can literally just eat it. But the reality is that in comparison, let me get me some oxide here very quickly. Like, you don't get much out of this. Like, look at this. We are at 33%. And if I'm now eating one oxide, whoop, we are getting 3%. That's what we are getting from one oxide. If you are putting this in an oxidizer, you are getting so much more out of it. Like, I think one oxide is like 6-7% or something like that in the oxidizer. And you can see my O2 just going up. Like, it's absolutely crazy how much you are getting out of the oxidizer. So get that thing as quickly as possible. Yes, you can build the oxidizer outside. You don't need a home for that. It will function outside. I've tested it and it works. So this is where you want to put your 5th point in it. And then you have everything really you absolutely need to survive on this planet. Now, with that said, there are a few more things I can tell you. The second thing you really need is a house. Now, you don't need this house. This is a bigger house already, or, well, a little cottage in comparison. I'm still working on it. And this is already like the wood upgrade. But the next thing you want with your level 3 is a bedroll. Because the bedroll allows you to sleep through the night. You can just skip the night. It's super helpful. So that's where you want to put your first point of the next level into. And keep in mind, getting bedroll together costs a lot of resources. No, the leather, the sticks, and the fiber is not the problem. It's the fur. You need 20 fur for this. And right now, you are getting like 1, 2, 3 fur if you are really, really lucky out of a deer. Like, most of the time, you're getting 1 or 2 out of a deer. So you need a lot of dead deer to make this happen. So yeah, a bedroll will take some time. Problem is, a bedroll does not work outside. You cannot go to sleep when you are putting it on the ground. Don't try that. I did. It would tell you, well, you better find some shelter for this. So what you need next is you have to go for the shelter. And you want to get the thatch beam. This is the first thing you can unlock. Then you get the thatch floor. Those are 3 out of 5 points. Then you get the thatch wall. And then you get the thatch roof. And then you can build your first thatch house. Now, do you need the angle? Do you need the door? Do you need the corner? No, you don't. You can, and if you want to make the house look a little bit pretty, then you should. But interestingly enough, you don't need a door. Like, I just put this door in because I had a big thunderstorm coming my way, and it really helped. And it also keeps the animals outside. But you don't need a door to make this game counted as shelter. Like, as you can see right here, I don't have a door here, and I'm still in the shelter. Like, everything is still like sheltered in, and we are good to go. So no, you don't need the door to make a shelter. Like, seriously, build a super small house. I didn't build it like this right from the get-go. Like, it was much smaller, and it was really just so I could put the oxidizer in here, a small wood crate, and then put down the bedroll, and that was basically it. But do that, it would make things so much easier. And most importantly, please do not put the campfire into your house. You can do that. You really shouldn't. Like, seriously. If you don't want to see like a nice bonfire at night, don't put the campfire too close to it. Don't. It's really bad. And yes, I'm talking out of experience. Let's not talk about it. So, but that is basically everything you really need from the tech tree immediately. And everything afterwards is depending on where you are. Oh yeah, and also the third level, get a repair hammer. You want to repair your house, especially after a big storm came in, get a repair hammer. And then everything else, that's basically up to you what you want. But Mole, what is with the basic bandages? What is with the antibiotics, the blood thinner, the parasitic treatment? I have to admit, it really depends on where you land. In the first beta weekend, I had a good chunk of wolves running around, and they could make me bleed, so a basic bandage was really helpful. In this area, I haven't seen any aggressive animals at all yet, so I didn't felt like I need this, right? I didn't really need this. And the same goes for the rest. Like the antiparasitic treatment, I don't really felt like I need that, or antibiotics. Like it wasn't really necessary. Like even when I was poisoned, that didn't really do much to me. So don't think too much about it. And then everything afterwards is up for you. I only needed the fireworker once, and that was when I had a big thunderstorm. So it seems like the game is starting off easy with the weather effects, and the first few days you don't really need a fireworker. At some point you should definitely get it, but then you have enough points. Like it's really just like the first 3 or 4 levels is where you should really follow a guideline what to learn, and then everything else is just whatever. Then it's up to you. So let's make a TLDR here before we wrap this up. First, get the bow and the arrow, get the stone knife, get the campfire, get the oxidizer. This is the first level we want to do. Next level, you want to get a bedroll, then you want to get a thatch beam, a thatch floor, a thatch wall, and a thatch roof. Then you want to build your little cottage, put a bedroll down, and then you should be good. Keep in mind, do the hunting. Don't go for the fish, go for the deer. Because they give you the leather, the fur, and the bones, and well, the meat you need for eating. And please get the oxidizer as quickly as possible. I know it looks enticing to just eat the oxide, but this is a day and night difference, as I already showcased. And basically, if you're following this, then you should be good. How do you get all the XP? Well, I might do another XP guide down the road, because right now XP values are shifting like crazy every beta weekend. But from what I have seen, hunting is good, and wood. You need so much wood, especially later on when you are switching from thatch to wood. You need multiple thousand wood to make this work. So just cut some trees. Simple as that, and that's how you get your XP. Yeah. That was it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little guide, and I hope it helped you to survive on this game, because I know how frustrating it can be. And if you enjoyed this video and you're on your way out, I would appreciate if you leave a like. If you didn't like this video for whatever reason, well, the dislike button is right next there. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more Icarus survival guides and tips, and you want to see gaming news, gaming reactions, and also more tips and tricks for other different games, then you came to the right place. And I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click also on the bell icon, because that is the only way how you get informed that a new video from me is live. Speaking of live, if you ever want to catch me live, you can do so from Monday to Friday, starting at 9 AM ET, which is 2 PM UK time and 3 PM Central European time, on trovo.live/ChaosMole. Thank you so much for watching. Hope I see you next time. But most importantly, stay safe. Bye bye.